Hello, welcome to this week's Express class. So you're going to need a ball again today if you have one. If not, if you have a roller or a bottle of water, that's good as well. If you don't have that, don't worry about that. So what we're going to do, work on the bridges a little bit more. If you have a circle, it would be great. If not, grab one of the cushions. We're going to try and combine a few more moves, get the glutes working with the adductors on the inside, try and work them together. We're coming towards the end of this month. We've only got one more week after this to work and join everything together, so I want to push things a little bit over these last 2 weeks before we switch to the next stage where we're working on our back a little bit more. So we'll come on to the hands and knees. We're going to warm up the hips to start with. So hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, tuck the elbows in, working on our internal rotation. Bring that foot out as wide as you can to the side, back in, right foot out as wide as you can to the side. You don't need to look around the arm, bring it out as wide as you can. Left foot out, back in, right foot out, back in, left foot out, back in. Last one on the right, out as wide as you can, and back in. Bring the left leg back, right knee underneath the body, bring the right foot up nice and high, and we're going to lie down onto the mat, sitting down. Good, so if that right foot starts to slip back down, what you want to do is just bring it up a little bit higher to your left hand, and drop the body straight down onto the mat, getting a deep stretch into the back of the right hip and then the back of the right thigh. Bring the right leg back behind the body. Left leg comes underneath. Right hand, we push the left leg up nice and high. And we rest down onto the mat. Trying to drop the hips down as close to the mat as you can, and even just walk that right leg back further and further and further so you're sitting back into that stretch. Good, and make sure that left foot doesn't slide down, use the right hand to pull it up. And then come out of the stretch. Perfect, turn over onto your back, and you're going to grab the ball straight away if you have it. If not, you're going to use the roller. So, 2 feet on top of the ball, hands by the side, imprint the spine, lift the hips up, and then lower back down. Imprint and lift, and lower. 2, 3, drop the shoulders back, 4, and back down. Good. 5, and back down. 6, relax the shoulders. 7, 8, 9, keep pulling the rib cage down. Last one, 10, and lower back down. Good. Hands on the ribs themselves this time. Drop the shoulder blades back, pull the rib cage down towards the pelvis, roll the ball in nice and close, lift the hips, and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2, ball in nice and close. 9, one last one, imprint the spine, roll the hips back, lift the hips up, and then come back down one vertebrae at a time. So remember, it's important as we lift up that we tuck the hips underneath the body, we roll the pelvis back, and we lift one vertebrae up after the next, all the way up from the lowest part of the spine up towards the ribs. And then we come back the opposite way. We lower each vertebrae one at a time, starting with the thoracic spine, working our way down to the lumbar spine. Try not to let them all come down as one big block, so we want to get that articulation through the spine, where we round it and get a little bit more movement. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to work a little bit more in balance. So we're going to bring the hands across the chest, 2 feet on the ball. Bring the ball up nice and close so when you lift up, the knees are directly over the ball, and you're going to get less work in the hamstrings. Like that. And then back down. 1. Now remember, roll the hips back, lift one vertebrae at a time, and then come back down. Good. Imprint and lift, and lower. So remember, nice smooth movement straight up, and straight back down. Perfect. Imprint and lift, and lower down. At the very top, lift the hips up, and push them up to the very end. Get that full extension at the very end. Good. Relax the shoulders away, so push the elbows down to the feet. Lift, and lower. 2 more. Roll the ball in nice and close. Lift, back down. One last one. Lift, and lower back down. And rest. Perfect. Bring the feet down to the side. We're going to grab the circle. So this time, we're going to start to use our abductors. We're going to work a little bit of balance while we're working our glutes at the same time. So we're going to have the circle between the thighs, 2 feet on the ball. And we're going to lift the hips up into a bridge, hands by the side, so we're not working too much balance. Hips nice and high. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. So if you don't have a circle, just grab the cushion, keep the rib cage down, pelvis nice and high. Good. 7, 8. Oh, I feel it's going to slide off. 9, 10. And then roll back down and rest. I feel like it's going to be a flying with this. We're going to make it harder. We're going to try and challenge the balance a little bit more. So we're going to do the same. We're going to bring the hands onto the ribs, go for another 10, and then hands across the chest, and another 10. What you want to do is keep a little bit of tension in the circle at all times, otherwise it'll wiggle its way free like it was for me. So circle back between the thighs, 2 feet on the ball, hands on the ribs this time. So imprint the spine, roll the pelvis back, big deep breath in, breathe all the way out, pull the rib cage down, 2 feet on the ball, lift the hips up nice and high, squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest back down. I knew that was going to happen. Good. We're going to try and make it harder again. It's a lot more difficult than it looks, isn't it? 2 feet on the ball again. Circle between the thighs. This time with the hands across the chest, or the hands near the circle if it's going to fly off. So 2 feet on the ball, on the roller, or even just on the floor. Circle or cushion between the thighs. Hands across the chest. Roll the bottom nice and close. Lift the hips up nice and high. Squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep the pelvis up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll the pelvis back down 1 vertebrae at a time. Grab the circle and rest the legs. Perfect. We're going to get rid of the circle now as quick as we can. It's not my friend today. And we're going to come on to a little bit of one leg work. So we're going to look at asymmetries in the body now. We're going to look at left to right and see if there's any difference. So we're going to start with just strength of the muscles. So we're going to bring the right foot onto the ball, in nice and close to the hips. The left knee comes into the chest. Hands by the side. Lift the hips and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the hands onto the ribs. 5, 6, 7. Hands across the chest. 8. It's not my day today. 9. 1 more. 10. And rest back down. Good. We're going to switch legs. Left foot onto the ball. In nice and close to the hips. Hands by the side. What we're going to do, bring the right knee to the chest. We're going to lift the hips up and down for another 10. Halfway through, we're going to hands to the ribs and then the arms across the chest to challenge the balance. So hands by the side, right knee to the chest, lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands on the ribs. 5, 6, 7. Last 3. Hands across the chest. 8, 9. 1 more. 10. And back down. And rest down. We're going to get rid of the ball now. We're going to leave it down to the side. And we're going to turn over onto our side. So we're going to work the lateral muscles now a little bit more. We're going to work the inner range. And then we're going to work a little bit of brute strength then with it as well. So hand onto the top of the hip. Push the top leg away. Nice and far down. Lift the leg up as high as you can. And 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull the shoulder down. 8, 9, 10. Rest the leg back down. We're going to do 5 circles each direction. I'm going to work the hips a little bit more when we're in our side plank then after that. So hand onto the top hip. Push the top leg away again. Lift the leg up nice and high. And 5 circles. 4, 3, keep the pelvis still, don't let it wobble backwards and forwards, and change directions. 4, 3, pull the shoulder blades back. 2, 1, and rest the legs down. Perfect. We're switching over to the other side. So it's only a short little bit there, working the inner range. So again, back line up at the back of the mat. Feet sweeping forward to the front. Top hand onto the top hip. Rest the head down onto our block. Push the leg away, lift the leg up nice and high. 10 pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And rest back down. The top shoulder, make sure you're not rounding it up to the ear. Keep the shoulder blade back, chest forward, and the lumbar spine nice and straight. So again, lift the top leg up as high as you can. Toes pointing straight forward. Little circles. 1, 2, 3. Pull the shoulder blade back. 4, 5. Change directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest the leg back down. Good. Next, we're going to work a little bit of side plank. Straight down the mat this time. Elbow underneath the shoulder. Little bend in the body to start with. We're going to lift the ribs up off the mat to straighten the thoracic spine. We're going to lift the hips up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one last one, 10, and hold for 15 seconds. Good. Shoulder blades back, lift the ribs here, lift from the hips, pinch the shoulder blades, and have the chin tucked in. Don't stick the head forward, keep the chin tucked in. 3, 2, 1, and rest back down, and relax. Good. Next one, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to go for 10 lifts of the leg, have a little rest, and then we're going to cycle forward and back for 5 in each direction. So bend the bottom knee, we have a straight line from the knee through the hip up to the shoulder. Top leg is straight down, toes pointing forward, lift the ribs up, pinch the shoulder blades, lift the hips up off the mat, and lift and lower the top leg. 2, 3, so keep the hips nice and high. 4, 5, shoulders back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest the leg, rest the hips, and relax the shoulders. Good. Next one, we're going to cycle forward and back for 5 in each direction. So again, elbow underneath the shoulder, chest forward, lift the ribs, top hand onto the pelvis, lift the hips nice and high, top leg parallel to the floor, and cycle forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, backwards. 5, 4, chest forward. 3, 2, last one, knee pointing up, and then rest the leg down, rest the hips, relax the shoulder, and swing over to the opposite side. Good. So again, straight line down the body. We're going to go for 10 lifts of the hips. So a little bit of a sag at the ribs here, dropping down to the mat. Top hand onto the pelvis, lift the chest up, lift the ribs up first, chest forward, shoulder blades back, lift the hips, and lower. 1, 2, pinch the 2 shoulder blades. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, one last one, and hold for 15 seconds. Good. Pinch the shoulder blades back, chin is tucked in, straight line down your spine, and straight line down straight to the legs. So you don't want the hips dropping down, you don't want the ribs dropping down. Good. 3, 2, 1, and rest back down. Perfect. Relax the shoulders. We're going to bend the 2 knees. We're going to straighten the body between the knee to the shoulder. Straighten that top leg down. Hand onto the hip again. Pinch the shoulder blades back. Pull them down away from the ears. We're going to lift the top or the hips up and the top leg for 10. 1, 2, 3. Shoulder blades back. 4, 6. Nice smooth movements up and down. Make sure you control on the way down. You don't just drop the leg down. Good. And rest back down. With these, you want to keep the knees and toes pointing forward. And for the next set, if anything, have the knees slightly pointing to the ceiling, so we really get the glute med working then back here. So, chest forward again, straight line down the body, bring that knee back a little bit. Top leg is straight, pinch the shoulders, lift the hips, lift the leg, and cycle forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest back down. I realise we're meant to do 5, we'll do 5 backwards. Make sure we're doing that. Lift the hips up, top leg parallel to the floor, and backwards for 10, 9, 8, only do 5. Last one, and rest back down, and rest the hips down. I'm used to counting from 10, not from 5, so I forgot that one. We've got extra 5 exercises in and extra 5 reps. So I hope you enjoyed the class today. We made it a little bit harder. We challenged a little bit more, keeping the side plank the whole time. We started to incorporate a little bit of the adductors into the glutes, which we haven't done for a year since you were in the classes, unfortunately. But you can see there how much harder it is to keep control of that circle or the cushion. When you don't have the instability below you, it's easy to keep the circle between the thighs. Once you bring something shaky underneath, your body can't control it too, or it finds it a lot harder, and it challenges a little bit more. So we worked on that today. Hope you enjoyed the class. I'll see you again next week. Bye bye.